Hi, everyone. How are you? It's Ingrid from Toronto. What's up? Long time, hey? There's so much content on YouTube for freeform locks, semi freeform locks. We are doing it. Well, it's been a little while, and so I wanted to come on and show you my locks. It's been a while since I did an update. 7.5 years of semi freeform locks. Hmm? Not bad. I wash them once a week. They're light and fluffy. I don't use any oils, I don't use conditioner. I just wash it with a shampoo from the health food store, and that's it. I blow dry it afterward until it's 90% dry, and then I braid it. Lately, I've been doing three braids. So one big braid in the front and then two in the back. And when you braid them up, especially when they're damp for them to dry, don't just do a part and then braid this side and braid that side. No, what you do, take one from each side and crisscross it all the way down the part. And that way, when it dries, you wake up the next morning, you won't have this separation, like this naturally, a natural separation because that's how it dried. And that's what I do. And at night, all I do, I part it in half. I don't even, go back and forth because it's already dry, right? I just like, take this half and take that half. And I do two braids, just big, loose braids, not super tight. Because, if it's too tight, then it's going to be too dense. And that's not comfortable if it's, on you. So what you do, you just braid it big, flat, wide, just like that. That's it. And then what I do is I tie the bottom with two of my locks. I just find two locks, you know, any which two, as long as they're about the same length or so. And then I tie it, just one tie, just like that. And then that's it. So it's just loose. You could do it neater or whatnot, but, and then I go to sleep. And then it's not everywhere, but I don't use a bonnet. You don't need to. Not with this hair. Not if you don't put anything in it. It's supposed to be dry, and it is dry, but it's not crispy. It's just dry, like dry. It doesn't hold on to smells or lint or anything because I don't put anything in there. I don't twist it, so I always have a bit of new growth. You're always going to have that, but you need that. You see, this hair, what would you do if you had hair that was like wool and it was elastic and it repelled water? What would you do with hair like that? Anything you want. You don't need anything to tie the hair because it has that texture. So you don't have to do anything and it just sticks to itself. You can do whatever. So, big update. What is going on? Do you remember, those of you that remember, I had two little locks growing out here and here? Well, look at them now. You see? And not only that, I was so happy because I'm like, oh, I'm going to get two new locks. I'm getting one, two, three. Look at this one. That's going to be a nice thick one. Four, right at my hairline. And I thought my whole life that I didn't have hair that grew right here and over here. And so there's four on that side. And so this is the one. There's another little one, two, three, and 4, 8 new locks right at the frame of my face. So that's the thing. This hairstyle is the most ideal. You know, when the wind blows, it doesn't get stuck to my lips, or, I'm not taking it out of my face. It stays out. It can be put up quickly with no muss, no fuss, no elastics, no nothing. You know, if you want to tuck it away and make it look neat, you can do an updo in 30 seconds. It's just folding and tucking it away. If there's construction happening outside and it's all dusty, whew, I just take 2 seconds, fold my hair away, you know, walk through whatever outside in the city, and that's it. And if I want to look, here are the new ones, and that's what they want to do, and they can do that. But, if I'm at a meeting or whatnot, I don't want to be a distraction. I don't want, I want people to focus on me, my face, my expression, not my hair. So I just tuck them in, and that's it. I left one out, but you get the idea. Fold and tuck is the name of the game. No oil necessary, no products. Anything else, it's a style. Anything else that you want to do with your hair, it's just a style, which is fine. But you shouldn't have to style your hair in order to feel attractive and healthy. You shouldn't have to style your hair. So this is what kinky 4C, 4D hair looks like in its natural state when you simply let it knot up in the way that it wants to, like this. 4D hair. They call it 4C, but you see what 4D or 4C hair looks like? It's coily, 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 and then it goes zigzag, and then it coils, and then it twists, and then it goes zigzag, and then it coils, and then it twists, and it's this pattern all the way down the shaft. Why? Because it's meant to do that. That's the healthiest, strongest. This hair is ideal. You know? It's so like, come on. What are we saying, folks? Like, it's soft to the touch, it's light. You don't need anything in there. I think this is a good deal. I think we have a really good deal going here with our bodies. And it's only because we don't know how to work with it, or we're doing too much. I think it's mostly folks that are just doing too much. So my goal, I like this length. You know why? I wanted hair to cover myself. I think that that's goddess hair. Hair that covers yourself. In fact, I have a goal. My hair is just going to dress me. I'm going to dress myself in my hair. So, look at that. Oh, I'm really proud of myself. By the way, this video is inspired by Troy Blyden. Troy, I just watched your video. You posted it a few weeks ago, and it was just so inspiring. You know, It's so great when we finally see the vision that we had. Like, this is what I wanted. And I just had to trust the process. I also did some crocheting because when it looked like this, chaka chaka, you know, I, I jumped the gun and I separated them. And I should have no, should have. I was at wherever I was at, but, and then later on, I decided I wanted them thicker. So that's two, right? And I crocheted. Why didn't I crochet it all the way down? I don't know. But, you know, this is like a root of hair. They're like tentacles. And they do have a presence. I don't have to say much walking the streets of the city. It's like anyone who is walking down the street and they think that they're all that. And then I come around the corner and they see me and they realize that they're not the only one that's all that. But this process has been a true testament in self recognition, self acceptance. It's freed up my time to build myself and develop myself, my career, my talents. How many hours and hours and hours do you devote to doing your hair, getting it retouched up in whatever capacity? How much time? How many hours? And if you could use those hours in a different way, what would you do? Probably don't even know because we have to schedule washing our hair around, schedule a weekend around washing hair. It doesn't have to be that way. You could wash this hair, blow dry it, and be out the door in an hour. Makeup and everything. Well, depends how much makeup you do. But I just wanted to come and give another little update and show you these new guys. Like, I did not think that this one would look like this. Looked like this 2 or 3 weeks ago. And now it's starting to take root, right? Oh, I'm so proud. And I hope you are too. Wherever you are in your lock game, your lock stage, hang in there and remind yourself of the vision that you have in mind. For me, it was a lot of YouTube and Pinterest. So, yeah, just hang in there. Hold on to your vision. Stick to your vision. You know who said that? Maestro Fresh West, Canadian legendary rapper. Stick to your vision. Yeah. And then just do the best you can with what you have. You know who said that? My mom. Do the best you can with what you have. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm winning. I feel like a winner. And I hope you do too. Anyway, take care. I mean, waist length, that's like the goal. That's a good goal. This was my first goal. I have, every stage has a different goal, but this one, I just love it. Uh, yeah.